Hi everybody, welcome to Drinks with Emo. Silence. The essence of a good documentary. That was actually a planned bit.
We've just been together that long.
Indeed. Everyone, I'm Demosthenes. She's our other space cowboy. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Drinks with Emo. 4 out of 5 dentists agreed on something.
That Trident's good for you. I don't know.
I got something in the mailbag today.
Ooh,
Actually, I got a couple weeks ago, let's be honest. So let's just jump right into it, because let's, get to drinking.
Yeah.
This comes to us, this is a comment by Johnny Rumbus 23. Hi, Johnny. It says, on some of your beer reviews, you compared the beer in question to Miller, the High Life.
Right.
I wonder where this is going. But I don't see a review for Miller here. And in fact, we have not done one.
No.
So he says, my request, you should do an episode with a proper Miller review.
Huh.
Because I say proper all the time when we do a review. And yes, we have not done a Miller High Life review.
Yeah.
And Lord knows the show doesn't have any hard and fast rules. But the idea is that we're going to try beers, spirits, wines that we have no familiarity with.
Fresh take.
I think the closest thing that we came to one that we had some familiarity with was the Stella cider, Stella Artois cider that we had in the fridge.
Yeah.
But usually we're looking for something that's new and exciting that catches our eye, whether it's the Stella Rosa blueberry, whether it's PBR coffee, whether it's that sangria from Costco, whether it's that...
It's like a Hall of Fame right now.
Whether it's that hazy IPA that we're like, oh no. So we try to spice it up by going outside the norm. But I have on previous episodes compared beers to High Life.
We have mentioned it frequently, yes.
And, it's a fair request from Johnny here that we should probably crack open a bottle of the champagne of beers.
That's why I'm wearing the fancy earrings.
Yes.
Because it's the champagne of beers.
Miller High Life. It's called the champagne of beers because of the tiny bubbles. There are some fun facts that I compiled because I figured I might need it. 1901 is when this beer first started. It's Miller's oldest brand, High Life. High Life.
A long-lived lager.
It's a 4.6 alcohol by volume, and the slogan on the current packaging is the champagne of beers, an adaptation of its long-standing slogan, the champagne of bottled beers.
Oh, okay.
Was one of the first, if not the first beer, sold in individual glass bottles to be enjoyed at home. Otherwise, you have to go down to the pub, toss back a pint. It was actually originally available in miniature champagne bottles and was one of the premier high-end beers in the country for many years. Now it's like one of the cheapest. And this is something of note, I don't know if it's important or not. High Life took home the gold medal in American-style lagers at the 2002 and 2006 World Beer Cup. Best World Cup ever.
Wow.
I don't know how that's rated, but whatever.
That's a lot of... Hopefully it's a little less willy-nilly than our rating system.
I don't know. Then
All I know is if you've got the time.
We've got the beer.
We've got the beer.
Miller beer. So let's crack open the High Life.
Well, she says established 1903, though.
Right on the bottles.
So you said 1901.
Did I say 01?
You did.
I'm sorry, 1903.
I was like, hey.
1903.
Talk about fast and loose with the facts here. It's a twist off. For, just so you know.
If you got the time, we got the beer.
Yeah.
Miller beer. Look at that. Clear.
Smells like beer. I can smell it from here.
By the way, I found this pretty much everywhere.
Let's go to... let's talk about it. Let's talk about this bouquet, shall we?
Obviously, spoilers. I think I know how I'm going to go on this. But let's bring Val. She's a...
Well, let's give it a proper review.
Let's give it a proper review.
Proper review. That means we always talk about it really British.
Smells like beer.
It smells like beer. Like, it smells like...
But not like stank, heavy beer.
No. It smells like if you had parents, all like mine, there were a lot of, parties here or there, that kind of thing. And this scent of beer, like it's very reminiscent of my, those parties from my childhood.
This is 1970s Milwaukee shag carpeting, right all in one.
Like, yeah.
Down by
Like
the
it's like
bowling alley.
1980, 1970, like 1981, like, when I was like 5 or 6. It like tickles those little...
Are we being hyperbolic?
those little, memory senses, When parents had those parties and they were like, oh, my parents actually are kind of weirdly fun.
Now, unlike some of the other beers that we've tried, doesn't smell fruity, doesn't smell like pineapples, it's not going to fool you.
It doesn't smell too bitter, like hoppy.
No.
It smells like beer. Like you said, bowling alley pitcher of beer. Like that's what you're getting right here.
I have smelled some beers in my day, and if I wanted...
He just walks around. Let me smell it.
Talking about high, huffing beer. If you're looking for that quintessential beer scent, that's it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Let's get to the drinking part.
All right. Cilantro.
It's cool.
I should be like America.
That's good. Again, this is my beer of choice. I walked all the way to the fridge to get it for tonight's show.
I got a full. Does that work for beer? I don't know.
Okay. After watching enough of these shows, you know that if the beer is any way hoppy and bitter, it's right out. There is no bitterness. The mildest bitterness you can come up with.
There's a hop.
A hop. Just one.
It's in there. Because otherwise I think it would lack that nice, rounded beer flavor. There was less than a hop.
It's crisp. It's clean. It's the standard marketing jargon.
Yeah.
It's refreshing.
It is very refreshing beer.
It is.
I can't even lie to you.
It is everything I wanted a beer to be. I'm going to go on a little journey with you guys.
Journey.
Why I ended up being a Miller boy.
It's like a meditation.
I needed to give up sugar and Cokes and Pepsis and soft drinks. But I needed something more than water.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of you are like, yep.
Yeah.
Can't drink coffee all the time. Even like Gatorades and vitamin waters, chock full of sugars.
Like iced tea, so.
Yeah. So I'm like, let me look into, dare I say, a beer. Something that every once in a while I could have.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't going to go for like a fancy beer or crafter. I'm like, you know what? Let's go with a good old-fashioned American MacroBrew.
MacroBrew.
So as I want to do, I went online, did some research, and I came across an article saying that, people are coming back to the high life. And people are sleeping on the high life. And I'm like, all right, fine. I'll grab a 6-pack of the high life, the champagne of beers. And I cracked it open, and it was fantastic.
It's nice.
My beer journey started and ended right here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's how I became a Miller boy. That's how I enjoy the high life.
There's the story. There's the tale.
And that's why there's a 12-pack sitting in my fridge right now.
Right.
And it's not an everyday thing. Sometimes I'll go a week and a half without a beer, and then sometimes it's pizza night. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't like beer with my pizza.
Neither do I.
Strangely, I'd prefer a Dr. Pepper or something. I do like a beer with a piece of cake.
So flavor-wise,
yeah,
it's beer.
It's beer.
Now, it's not like a watered-down beer. It's not like a lighter flavored beer.
No.
It is, for me, on the low end of the beer. Like, there's Coors, which is like beer. And then there's Miller High Life, which is beer.
And Coors is beer?
Yeah. It's robust flavor.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't really remember the Silver Bullet being very robust.
No, not the Silver Bullet. That's Coors Light.
Oh, that's Coors Light.
Talking about the banquet beer.
No, I mean, in the squatty bottle.
Yeah.
Oh.
But High Life...
That was okay.
High Life is where I want beer. Like, I wanted... When I was looking for beer, I was wondering, will I ever find this? When I was going to find in my first bottle. Do you have a review? Proper review?
Sure. Yes, it is extraordinarily light and crisp. It is. There's just a whisper of that hop's bitter. But like I said, there's a hop, like maybe two, in this particular thing. And if you're just looking to sit down with a nice, crisp, refreshing beer product, this is pretty much where you want to go.
In the backyard, out in the lawn with a bowl of nuts.
You just finished mowing the lawn. Time for a high life.
Dinner, whether high end or low end.
A steak, burger.
High life.
High life. Pastrami sandwich.
After dinner aperitif with cake. High life. Lunch, Sunday after church. High life.
Loosen that tie. There you go. Time for a high life.
Amen.
And there isn't like so much alcohol in it that you can have one and be like, woo, like whatever. It's like, it's very mild. So it's it's like the Aquafina of beers. Like you just,
what?
You know what I mean? It's crisp, it's refreshing, it's not remarkable.
But that makes it remarkable.
But yeah, it's just it's enjoyable. You just drink it. It's thirst quenching in a weird way.
So, Johnny, this is the proper review for Miller High Life. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, every beer that has been on the show and that will be on the show going forward will somehow end up, at least in my mind, being compared to the champagne of beers.
Watch a football game.
Miller High Life.
Watching the inauguration.
So, I guess it's time to actually dole out an official Drinks with Emo rating on a scale of 1 to 5. What would you rate Miller High Life? 4.
4.
Ooh, why did you say 4?
Because while it is good,
Yeah.
and it is refreshing,
Yeah.
it's not the best thing I've had, beer-wise. Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that.
Like, I will seek it out. Like, the other day, I was like, ooh, I could go for a beer, something nice and light. Looked in the fridge. There was only one left, and I was like, shit. Can't drink the man's last beer.
Amazing woman, this one. Amazing woman.
I know.
To the shock of nobody, 5.
5.
Says the man wearing a High Life shirt.
I want to leave a little wiggle room. Let's put it that way. Like, I would seek it out, but it might not necessarily be my first choice if there were a couple others next to it.
Have we had a higher rated beer on this show? I can't remember.
Beer?
Yeah, strictly beer.
No. I was going to say we've had like a darker beer.
Oh, the Death by Coconut. That was pretty good.
Yeah. That was a 5.
But that's something completely different. Well, while it is a beer,
do we need to review other macro brews?
I think we need to go down to MacroBrews.
Go to Corona next.
Okay. Before Drinks with Timo, this format, I was gonna do another YouTube show on beer. It's called the MacroBrew Minute.
Oh.
I have scripts for 8 different episodes sitting on my laptop. I don't know if we'll get to that eventually, but maybe.
Had come in for a minute.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that you should mention doing more macro brews because most beer journalists and wine and spirit writers, they've said that everyone left the big 3, Coors, Bud, and Miller, back in the 70s, 80s, because that was what Grandpa used to drink, and that wasn't the greatest. Like, I grew up...
My grandpa used to drink Busch with breakfast.
I grew up with Michelob. Freaking Michelob. Not Ultra, not Light, no. Old school Michelob. My parents were like, would you like your step? Sure, I'll try some. Oh my God, what is... Ugh. So that put me off to beer for a long time.
What was ours, like, growing up? There was a lot of Busch beer hanging out. We never really did Budweiser.
The king of beers.
No. There was a lot of, like, PBR Rolling Rock, like that kind of stuff.
Rolling Rock's pretty strong.
Yeah.
So, everyone left the beers and they went towards craft beers. Mm-hmm. Like a Rolling Rock, a Sam Adams, and then even like the micro brews.
I feel like Sam Adams is a macro brew at this point.
they are doing their damnedest to still be considered microbrew.
Oh, they're trying real hard.
They are trying.
Let's be honest. It was like one of your first microbrews though. That was popular.
They position themselves as a microbrew.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that.
Yeah.
But then everyone started leaving the microbrews in the craft beers because they're gotten way out there.
It's hella expensive too.
It's like, oh, what would you like to try this pancake Hefeweizen made with the tears of an angel and pomegranate seeds? And you're like, no.
Does it have maple syrup in it too?
Right.
Maybe I'll try it.
And you're like, sure, I'll try some. Well, we only sell them by the growler.
Yes. Oh, growlers.
And then we're starting to come back to the microbrews. Now people are going to hard seltzers. That's why you see them all over the place now.
Yeah, they're all over the place, man. I don't know if I can jump on that bandwagon.
We tried one, and it wasn't the greatest. I'm willing to try another one from another brand, but sometimes
Have we tried a couple at this point?
No, we've only tried the one.
I know I've tried a couple, just in general. I don't really like seltzer though, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah, you know what I like seltzer with? Cola.
With cola syrup in it.
Oh yeah. So everyone is either going back to the macrobrews or the seltzers. But if you were looking for a beer,
yeah.
Let's just wrap this up nicely. If you were looking for
this
a beer,
is like a good time at an Oktoberfest too, I think.
Right. Because this isn't the light, clean Christmas of it. All the typical marketing buzzwords apply to this,
It really does.
And it's fantastic.
And it's for true.
And you can't go wrong. Just look at the little girl in the moon. She's saluting you.
People get tattoos.
People do get tattoos. If you want
It's a cute tattoo.
If you want a good time, I kid you not, follow Miller High Life on Instagram.
Yeah.
And people love it. They are aficionados. Fanaticals.
I like fancy.
Yeah, and they do actually get that girl in the moon tattoo.
I mean, it's a cute design.
It is a
Why
cute design.
wouldn't you?
Right. I wish I could get a shirt in that size with that logo on it, but no. I can only find this shirt, which is too short.
Well, they can't tell that, so you can stop yanking on it.
All right, Johnny, I thank you for your question. I hope this review helped, making sense of previous reviews. For everyone else, Miller High Life gets a 5 out of 5 for me, a 4 out of 5 for the Space Cowboy.
I'm just stinting in praise, that's all.
Sadness. Seriously, though, if you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, like Johnny Rumpus23, please drop us a line either on the Instagram or on the YouTube where I got Johnny's. Go to YouTube, look up Drinks with Demo. Go to Instagram, Demo United. Look for all these wonderful videos.
Like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, comment. I'm not going to be those people that are like, hey, I know you're looking at my stuff. You tell me you're looking at your stuff, but you're not liking and subscribing. You should do that. I'm not going to do that.
I did that.
She will.
Shout out to you, Alex.
Oh! Under the bus you go.
Hopefully you have liked and subscribed it at this point.
You only had half a beer
I know.
pulled together.
But no, really, shout out to Alex. He was giving us mad props.
Mm-hmm.
He really was. It was good times.
It was. I heard it secondhand. So it's all good. Because all we do is drink and laugh.
Yeah.
And make the most randomest of Spice World movie quote references.
Yeah, that was what we opened with, in case you weren't sure.
Only 3 of you got that. I'm looking at you.
Who's the third?
No, see, that was during the credits.
Oh. I was like, who's the third?
What about the bomb on the bus? On that note, any parting shots?
No. I should have saved Alex's shout out for that, the parting shot.
Friends, thank you for tuning in to Drinks with Emo. We greatly appreciate your continued support. And if you like what you see, let us know. Preferably online where it's documentable for others to see.
Right.
But if you just want to tell us, via
don't be
text or phone,
stingy.
that's cool too. We're having a good time making quality entertainment for you.
Just for you.
And until next time, I'm Demosthenes. She's Valerie the Space Cowboy. Stay safe, choose love, drink responsibly.
Please. Oh, please.
Thank you.
I have an ending part, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Please drink responsibly.
Read
for
the
the love of
script.
God.
Bye.